Lecrae is at it again, everybody. Well, maybe not at it again. He probably thinks he's not at it, but technically he is. Now he had a sit down with um, a not so straight individual. Let's just put it like that. I don't want to go out on a limb and assume the man's sexuality, although he says he didn't come to God to be straight. Um, so he had a sit down with this guy, and the conversation started off a little bit, odd. But then it fleshed out, and it almost seems as though Lecrae was like, "I agree. I'm fully on board with that. That's amazing." So the guy said, "I didn't become a Christian to get straight. I didn't come to God to get straight." You know what? Take a listen.
I didn't come to Jesus to be straight. I came to Jesus because I wanted Jesus. Man, that's so. Say that again, bro. I didn't know anything about the word gay until people started telling me.
Now, we talked about Lecrae before. We've mentioned it, that he says he's not a Christian artist. He's just a rapper who happens to be Christian. And he is admitted on camera by himself with no coercion that he has gone to Diddy parties.
I wasn't even going to say nothing about this, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. I've been to a couple Diddy parties. Now, I'm risking a lot by saying this.
Now, I'm not the best mathematician. However, I am remedial in math, and I know what 1 + 1 equals. In fact, I am so good, I know what 1 + 1 + 1 is. I can even add 3 numbers together. So let's do some remedial math, shall we? Okay, good. You are not a Christian musician. You're a musician who's Christian. 1.
Like, Lecrae is a Christian, and I do rap. So, you know what I'm saying? So they do have a point in saying Christian rap, but if you're saying like Christian rap in terms of like I fit in some genre of music other than hip hop, then I have an issue with it.
You are comfortable being around people that knows the devil very well. And you're saying to yourself, I just go, it's okay, no matter what, nothing happens to me. I didn't participate, but you're going into the fruits of the devil just to hang out. 2. 3. You entertain an interview with a guy who says, I didn't come to God to get straight. That is where my equation now equals one thing that I'm going to say about Lecrae. Now, this is only my opinion, but my opinion is coming based on what Lecrae has handed me, okay? So you can't blame me for this. I'm blaming Lecrae. I'm blaming you. You're the one that handed me this arsenal. You gave me this fodder. I'm just putting match to it to see if this thing burns, okay? You say you're not a Christian. Good. You've been to Diddy. Perfect. You interview a gay dude. I can only assume that you might be one too. Y'all think it's a stretch? I don't think it's a stretch. I don't. Why? Because if you're going to promote it the way you're doing, you're trying to make it seem not as bad, and then you tell me when I'm not that kind of Christian, you might be trying to coerce other people. Listen carefully, Lecrae, to believing that you are such a great guy, just accepting of all. But I think the underlying thing is that you might be one of them. You might be part of the community, Lecrae. Here's my advice. Come out the closet, bro. Just come out. That way, when you do go to the Diddy party, you can actually have fun and then go back and repent to whichever God you serve, because it definitely ain't real God. It's some other God. How are you going to sit there with a man telling you that I didn't come to God to get straight? Do you understand the concept of coming to God? You don't come to God to keep your old ways. You come to God to get rid of your old ways. You come to God to get rid of the old man, let it die, move on, and become a new Christian, new man, okay? Somehow, this man has taken a whole new twist on things. Well, I don't need to do that. I can keep my own self and still follow God. False. False, false, false. But Lecrae is like, oh man, that's amazing. Oh, wow. I never thought of it that way. Yes, you did. You thought about it all the time, especially the Diddy parties. That's you. I'm going to go on a limb and say this, and it looks like I don't need proof, because I'd prefer not to have the kind of proof that other people might need. I don't want that image in my head. However, secondary, you said something. You said you attended. This is your words I'm using, not mine.
I wasn't even going to say nothing about this, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. I've been to a couple Diddy parties.
Your situations I'm using, not mine.
Like, Lecrae is a Christian, and I do rap. So, you know what I'm saying? So they do have a point in saying Christian rap, but if you're saying like Christian rap in terms of like I fit in some genre of music other than hip hop, then I have an issue with it.
Your interview I'm using, not mine. There's my 3 again.
I didn't come to Jesus to be straight. I came to Jesus because I wanted Jesus. Man, that's so. Say that again, bro.
I don't see how you can come to the table, interview, go to the party, and not be one. I'm sorry, man. You have to be. I am going on history. I'm going on precedent, and I'm going on what people give me. And when they tell you what they are, you should probably believe them. You don't defend something that you don't want to participate in, unless you got something wrong up here. I don't go around defending people who touch children. You know why? Because I think it's a disgusting act. I don't go around defending the LGBTQ because I'm not gay. I don't go around defending robbers because I don't do anything illegal. I don't go around defending killers. And I don't go around interviewing them saying, what a wonderful thing you've done in your life. I don't do that. Because I don't participate in the unfruitful deeds of darkness to go and have to defend them. But Lecrae does. That's not enough proof for you? Well, it is for us. And so we're going to go on a limb and say this. If you are going to go defend that type of behavior, you're defending it for a reason. Either for people to accept it or people to accept you for accepting it. Or there's a third option. Here's my 3 again. You are one, and you want people to be so comfortable with the idea that when you do come out and say it, everyone's be like, so brave, so stunning, so amazing. Look at, he battles through so much, and all the Christian judgmental people out there. I'm so glad he said he's not a Christian artist. He's just an artist who's a Christian. What a wonderful guy. Oh, this part too. And he would never throw an innocent black man under the bus. You got to put that in there too, because that's what Didi says. People, look, there are tons of people in this world that are misguided. They are. And I wouldn't dog them just for being misguided. But then there's another few that are misguided on purpose. They intentionally make it a point to step out of line and walk down a wilderness road and then behave as though what they were before doesn't exist. That's Lecrae. You know what? Now more I think about it, I don't think he was ever a Christian. I'm going to say it. I think he found a way to milk Christian music in rap form, and it became less lucrative, and he saw that he could make even bigger ends with the secular world, which is where he wanted to go anyway. He decided to bail. Oh, I'm not a Christian. No, guys. I'm at the Diddy party. I'm going to be a Christian. Come on, man. Come on. I'm just an artist who just happens to be Christian. I'm not going to judge you. I'm just here to have a good time. Do not be lovers of the world. You have to be separate. Do not conform. Be separate. Have no manner of association with the deeds of darkness. Be separate. So yeah, I agree, Lecrae. You are not a Christian, artist, or anything else. So stop pretending like you are. And for all that is holy, stop using my God as a meat shield for your stupid. Please. If you're gay, just say so, bro. It's easier today than ever for you to admit that you're in the closet. And it's easy for us to see. From your hair, to your dress, to your nails, all of it, you're not straight. And you're definitely not on the straight and narrow. I would prefer that you stop using God in any way, shape, form, and fashion. Just admit that you follow the devil and go along. You'll get a whole lot more mileage out of your life doing that, because you'll be participating in the thing that you live with anyway. You don't follow God. You don't know God. You're not a Christian. And from all that we can see, you're trying to make sure everybody that used to follow you goes along the same path. Here's a warning, though, to you. And I mean this in all sincerity. Here's my warning to you. Don't play with God. You could play with a lot of people. You could play with humans all you want. Don't play with God. God don't play that. Because there's coming a time where all them games that you think you're playing now go smack you across the fence. And you ain't gonna have a rebuttal in hand to hand him at all. You're not. You're not going to be able to dissuade. You're not going to be able to avoid. You're not going to be able to run. Stop playing with God. Because when the end of your life comes, you're going to see one very important thing. This wasn't a game.